Okay, team. Now, what we will be working with after the autumn holiday is that we'll be working on an oral assignment regarding democracy and culture. So we have been working with this theme of democracy now all of September, and we've had different texts, and we've seen movies regarding this too. Now, in addition comes culture, which will be the theme that we will slowly but surely roll into onwards. Um, as you can see here, this is what the task looks like, and what I'll explain here what you will be working with today. So the oral assignment is about democracy and culture. Here is a small explanation of the task. And I want you just to repeat this, that through this assignment, you are to summarize what we've been working with so far. And I want you to give your ideas about how this works together with culture. So how democracy and citizenship go so well together with culture. Here are the assessment criteria for this assignment, vurderingskriteria. Make sure to go through these and understand what I mean with these ones, plus try and check them up when you know that you have done these in your own text or in your own assignment. Now here's what to do for now before the autumn holiday. I want you to make a mind map for yourself where you answer the following two topics. So what texts and movies have we been working with, and what were they about? And how do these themes correlate to the texts and movies? This one you could also flip around. So you're asking yourself the question, how do the text and movies correlate to the themes? Now, this video that I'm making now is explained here again. So if you go to the task, you can listen to this video again if you're unsure of what it was about. But here is a mind map that I made as an example for you to have something to sort of start up with. Now, when you're making a mind map, it should be good. So if you get the most central theme in the middle, so you get the verbal assignment. Okay, what was it about? So we're talking about texts, we're talking about movies, we're talking about democracy and culture. And it might be a little bit confusing when you see all this with all these lines going all the way. But as you will see, this actually makes the whole thing a bit more overseeable and gives a sort of structure to the whole mind map. Now, what you could do is you'd start talking about the texts. You talk, for example, well, we have worked with the first text, which was all I really needed to know I learned in kindergarten. You talk about what that was about and what you found of it. You can talk about Vote for Our Lives. You can talk about Wrong Channel, about the miscommunication between people. You can also talk about working like dogs and how this is all related to the theme democracy and culture, democracy and citizenship. So I made small bubbles to these to sort of clarify or what I remember from these texts. So all I really needed to know was about basic things that you grew up with, things that you do not know any better. This is just what you knew as a kid. With the working like dogs, we were talking about unfair conditions for the workers, and you made a protest. But a protest was also seen in Vote for Our Lives. And in Vote for Our Lives and Unfair Conditions, we wanted to let our voice be heard. And this again, you will see, goes way down here. It's the freedom of speech, which is a key principle of a democracy. And that is the reason I've got all these lines. One of the other key principles in voting or in democracy is voting. So I got a small dotted line that goes up again to let your voice be heard, one of the most central parts of it all. Now, as you can see, I've also got a definition, which I had from oxfordlearnersdictionaries.com, and it defines what culture is. So the culture is a customs, beliefs, art, way of life, and social organization of a particular country or group. This might be good to know Well, we try and answer this, all right, but how does this work together? Well, we need to stand up for your ideas and your values while still respecting and accepting others. And here I've got to line again to basic things because I think that if you need to be respecting and accepting others, you need to understand their basic things. You need to understand where they come from. We need to know how to meet other people, and we need to know about cultural differences. Now, these are all linked up together too. That's why these are all in one and the same bubble. And together I got these red colors, which are challenging because red, that might be challenging in my eyes. And it is challenging to understand these key principles of a democracy where everyone can vote. It may be hard to accept that everyone can vote. It may be hard to hear speeches of people that you don't agree with, but that's a part of it. It may also be hard and it might be challenging to accept that the amount of people or the amount of the biggest people, the majority, that they do decide. So if you don't agree with them, we still need to accept. Now, the orange lines are the ones that are related to texts or movies. And for example, here with Dear White People, the movie you've been watching this week, is that this is linked up again to the basic things. That's what I find at least. The movie Vice could be linked up to different interests. And different interests in the way that, well, the NRA, the National Rifle Association, might want one thing, but Moms Demand Action wants the other side of it. That is the way that democracy works. Now, the idea is that you will now make a sort of mind map like this one yourself, but I want you to work together with others so you are not alone. And then after the autumn holiday, we'll get together, start comparing mind maps, and we will start working with the oral, let's call it for a presentation yourself. But what that looks like and how we will do that, we'll get back to. But focus on this mind map now. Get a mind map down for yourself. What text do you remember? What could you talk about? What would you like to talk about when talking about this theme? So all the best of luck, and we'll see you soon.